Sanibonani, goeiemôre, hoe gaan dit? Welcome back, and this is the YPG Unlocked. What's up, fan? As you know it, it's the YPG Bekeli Beke. So you are tuned in today, and we're going to do, before we start and go any further, we're going to do the retrospective for August. We had the competition in the first week of the Bible quiz, and the contestants had to read the Nothing to Lose book 1.
Let's show them on the screen. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Are you sure? Okay. Did you guys study? Did you guys read the book of Nothing to Lose? Uh-oh.
And it was quite interesting. You know, we had the unbeatables also, the highlight, no, the highlights. Before we go any further, the highlights, the unbeatables, no network.
Fauzi, come on. Fauzi, disconnected again. Fauzi, your team is going to be very upset with you. Now it goes to Fauzi again. It looks like he froze. So I'm going to allow the first person to answer to get this question. Last but not least, Fauzi, tell us that you can at least send a shout out, please, please.
I'd like to send a shout out to everyone. Hey, unfortunately, the network was killing us, the unbeatables, but we will come back. Shout out to all the nations, the provinces making up the unbeatable. Sizobuya.
We had the theme of the week, which was taking control. And we learned that you need to let go of things that are taking control of your life.
But this decision is yours. Taking control is a decision which you need to take. So stop this thing, and this is for everybody who's watching us. Stop being too concerned. And I know young people have this thing, you're concerned with what people think about how you dress. So you wear branded clothes, designer wear, you go all out because you're concerned with what your friends are going to say, how people are going to look at you if you're wearing a cheap brand.
Moving on to the second week. We can't forget this. This was the highlight. When the announcement of the winner of the provinces, which was Quebec. Shout out to you guys for taking the win. We had the theme of exchanging tears. So exchanging the tears of pain and sorrow for the tears of joy. We also had a street interviews where we were asking people on the streets, what would you do if you had 1 million rand like right now? And you know, we got interesting feedback, but I remember the one, like, what would you do? Put it there down in the comments. But we had one talking about building a studio. Would you spend it on money? What would you do? Would you also be savvy?
What is the most valuable thing in your life?
It's money. That's all. Like you're generating money. That's all.
So week 3, we had the arts and culture. Sia come through and talk to us about his journey of being an artistic person. And we didn't only end there. We also had the war prize. So we had your unbeatables, your visionaries, the United Monarchy, and we took the streets of Braamfontein and we had your judges from there. And it was quite an interesting feedback. But shout out to the unbeatables for taking that round. But we did not only end there. We had the media team of Cape Town introduce a new segment called Know My City. Guys, Table Mountain View, come on, it was amazing. If you missed out, go back, go find it and tune in and watch it. But we also had overcoming yourself. This was the theme of the week. Your biggest enemy isn't your surroundings or your circumstances, but it is you. You are your biggest enemy. So last week we had the vocals doing the most, but we did not only end there, we also had Rebecca.
Oh guys, we are approaching the end of our tour. But however, this right here has to be the best place for me. I mean, this describes Port Elizabeth.
And they were showing us the Know My City, the different monuments and, you know, the stadium and everything to know, even the experience that you could have being there. And we not only in there, but we also had the competition amongst the teams, and you had your teams doing some spelling bee there. I don't know if you guys remember any words you used during the week from the session, because English, sekgowa, ba tlo further.
It's ABHORRENT. Oh, CE.
Can you spell it again?
It's ABHORRENTE. A A N C E.
Wat nou heard us? What nou heard us?
Discipline works hand in hand with sacrifice. We had Mapaseka come through and share her story with us. This was in relation to the theme we had that week, discipline or talent. That's a wrap for the August retrospective. If you want to check it out, go back to the links down there and you can see what happened in the month of August. But now we're moving on to Know My City.
Welcome to my city, Pretoria, aka Twani, aka Pretoria. Pretoria is one of the 3 capital cities in South Africa, serving on the seat of the executive branch of government and is a host to all foreign embassies to South Africa. Pretorian youth like to argue that Pretoria is a country on its own, and shortly, Michelle will tell us why.
Exe, Taba Ashiwe, Kinna Michelle and No So, Remomans. Pretoria has a diverse culture, resulting in an amalgamation of languages, and essentially our home language, Spitori. For example, when a person says Utandrowa, it's an expression to say you don't want to go anywhere. Or Khemotare, Udikhatile, it means your food tastes nice or you're wearing nice. We are at Solomon Mahlangu Square, and this beautiful wall you see here in my background, it is the wall that provides a space for us to remember the victims of conflict. You can even see this art. I mean, it's top notch. Some of these people's names are engraved here on these pillars on the wall. So we have here Solomon Mahlangu, we have Thomas Piri, and we have Jacob J. Make, and as well we have Dr. Fabian Ribeiro, and many more that are written here. So there is more that I still want to show you. So come with me. I want to show you the one and only statue of Solomon Kalushi Mahlangu. In the whole of South Africa, it was erected here in Pretoria. Solomon Kalushi Mahlangu, he was the South African freedom fighter, the struggle activist, Umkhonto Wesizwe. He was convicted of murder and he was hanged. And that was the end of his life. Danko.
We are in one of the community halls in Mamelodi. And right now with me, I have
Pilani.
So Pilani, he's going to share with us one of the activities that he's doing here in Mamelodi Hall.
Here we dance, and then like we also sing traditional songs. We teach other people also how to sing in traditional ways, and yeah, that's what we do.
So can you please tell me the name of your group?
The name of our group is Lutumo Entertainers.
So Pilani, kupa o rutise one or two dance moves telo horin la dira ka mogare. Is it okay?
Yeah, I know now.
So now follow me.
Let's go. Let's go. Back and forward. Back and forward.
We are now in what can be considered as the heart of the city, Church Square. This is where the city's first church was built in 1855. The square was later used as a marketplace and as a sports field. and is today known as the grandest civic square in the city. One thing about Pretoria is that it has numerous museums filled with significant history that not only forms a part of the identity of our city, but the country as a whole. Behind me is the National Museum of Natural History, where inside you'll find old engraving paintings of the San people, alleged to be the first people in South Africa, now living here in Pretoria, but more on that later. Pretoria is packed with nature reserves and bird sanctuaries. Definitely a balanced, serene city life. Pretoria, where the money resides, We are now outside of the South African Reserve Bank. You heard that right. So if you got a note with you, if you got coins with you, best believe it's coming from this place. We are now at the State Theatre in Pretoria, which first opened its doors in 1981. That's right, people. This is where dreams have come to soar. We are now at the Union Building, which has the best view of the city, and the best view of the city is this place. This is where the presidential inauguration takes place and the most important decisions in the country are taken. Come with me, let us find out more about this place. The Union Building is an international and national tourist attraction. The late President Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela took his office here at this building, and there's a statue in his honor. Thank you so much for joining me on this tour of our city. I hope you loved it as much as we love our city.
Shout out to the media team in Pretoria. Thank you guys for that segment of Know My City. No wonder you all are known as the Cap City. So we have more in store for the month of September. Don't think it only ended in August. We have the photo challenge, and the name says it all. We'll be having 32 different categories. Get your media team, your coordinator, bother them, and find out more information, as you can see on the screen shown right now. This is also happening in FJU. And I believe right now, a few pictures are being shown, as you can see. This competition is already happening here in South Africa, and the voting will take place on Telegram, as you can see the deets down there. If you want to partake, also go bother your coordinator and find out more information about it. So as you guys know, this is the last week of the competition amongst the nations. So comment down there below, which nation do you belong to? As you know, in the YPG, we've got too much sauce. Over to you, PJ.
Modima modim, modima modim, modima modim, modima modim, modima modim, modima modim. I boya, modima modim, modima modim, modima modim, modima modim, modima modim, modima modim. I boya. Tell me I used to be there, 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 I used to be there. Like it's different, it's different, it's different, it's different. It's different. It's different. It's different. Tell me I used to be there. 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 It's different. It's different. It's different. It's different. It's different. Say, I'm hurt right. Say, I'm say, I'm hurt right. Second Thursday, say, I'm hurt right. Say, hard say, I'm hurt right. No going back, never falling easy. Chile, felon shit, Chile, Mega Man, take a talo one and get it. You will see what just on side pulling down with the moon. This is why I say, minute every day. My God, help me with the moon. Modima modi, modima modi, modima modi, modima modi, modima modi, modima modi. I boy, modima modi, modima modi, modima modi, modima modi, modima modi, modima modi. I boy. Tell me I used to be there. 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 Like it's different. It's different. It's different. It's different. Carry all the weight. I found God and he made a way. Give me life and took it away. Tell me I used to be there. 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 I give it like it's different. It's different. It's different. It's different. I used to do this. I used to do that. I used to do that. I used to do this. I used to do this. I used to do that. I used to do this. I used to do this. I used to do that. I used to do that. I used to do this. I used to do this. I used to do that. I used to do this. I used to be there. I used to be there. I used to be there. It's different. It's different. It's different. It's different. I used to be there. I used to be there. I used to be there. It's Chile. It's Chile. It's Chile. Was born to be a YPG, born to conquer and overcome. Was born to be a YPG, born to conquer and overcome. Was born to overcome, overcome, overcome. Was born to overcome, overcome, overcome. Born to be a YPG, born to conquer and overcome. Hey, was born to be a YPG, born to conquer and overcome. Hey, was born to overcome, overcome, overcome. Hey, life is worth living, life is worth living, life is worth living, life is worth living. Was born to overcome, overcome, overcome. Was born to overcome, overcome. Was born to be a YPG, born to conquer and overcome. Was born to overcome.
What's good, YPG fam? It's great to be connected with you guys. Thanks a lot, Melissa. And thanks a lot to the PTA crew, the media. Everything that you guys have been doing has really brought much source to the YPG and to the YPG Unlocked. Now, we're going to be moving on to the finals of the Challenge of the Nations. And let's see what's going to be happening. We're going to be watching this video, which we asked them to produce. I personally have not watched it. I'm going to be watching it for the first time with you guys. As you know, I sideline myself on this one. I don't get involved. So we asked them to answer this question: why does the YPG have so much sauce? And our street judges, once again, are going to be judging and telling us who is the best, who has convinced them that truly the YPG's got sauce. Let's see what they've got. Let's see what flames and what sauce they bring to us. And by the way, on this one, the winner is going to be receiving an added 7,500 points bonus. The winner. My goodness, this is really going to be something insane. You're going to see what's going to be happening. Let me not get into details. Let me not get into details. Check what's going to be happening. Let's see what sauce, who really brought the sauce. And we're going to be right back for me to tell you what's going to be happening at the end of the nation battles, the battle of the nations.
Vibe, is the order of today. But wouldn't you want to vibe with God? We don't fear greatness. We are the young visionaries. We are the youth power group, aka YPG.
This is home, where you get to explore your God-given talent. Behind the scene, we have a team of young people that capture one of the treasured moments in the YPG. Not so far, creativity takes courage, with words that give life, music, art, and dance.
Rimoho, united we stand in the worldwide in the YPG. Strength is our fuel. Bekeli Beke, we bring the fire. We are born to be more than conquerors. 21st century, time moves and things change, yet the YPG drip remains the same. Dango. This is a growth.
There is a tale of a nation of people with the king whose love can't be measured. Crucifixions at love, the grave couldn't hold him 3 days. He rose. There is a one with blood, weak and saved and covered. Jesus is a lover, and he leads us to the light. We are saved and covered. We are born to conquer. In the YPG, in the YPG,
Youth group, that's YPG. For all of us here for its good teaching. A place to come when the soul's bleeding. Red, white, navy, that's a rainbow G. A sign of covenant with God in the sky. I'd rather die in truth than to live on this land. This world does nothing but to lead us astray. Astronomy, right arm, 9 stars. God is my refugee, a present help, preserving us from hell. Attended from the moment we were born. But Jesus found us worthy to go and die for. It's a run at heart, is how we show gratitude. And that's my ultimate attitude for altitude. The world's my oyster and force. All is in order, straight line, no curvature. That's how I run my race. The way, the truth, the life. Breathing in Him, I'm alive. No turning back. Forward we go, let go. Listen, no, I'm from the ghetto, but we were royal. God is loyal, Christian kids. Cause if we decay, He's brought to existence, but not in an instance. So I say time, job, TikTok.
we are saved and covered. Jesus is a lover, and he leads us to the light. We are saved and covered. We are born to conquer. In the YPG, with the YPG.
Days are gone, He's coming back quick. I run to the altar, getting water. I give Him my all. Looking down, He gives the promise. Not a man, He should lie, so I prognosticate. Midnight, yeah, I meditate. His word opens the gate. I walk in heaven, and there's Abel. On the palm of His hand, oh water. He walk on water. Yes, the bruiser. He crushes my accuser. I provided dropping in a mini Cooper, all through on the glory of the apple God. Not for worldly treasures, but for salvation of our souls as we carry your presence throughout all creation. Heavy and distinguished, full over my shoulder. Could have, should I, only make one older. His beautiful, colorful landscape, the earth, they tell it all. So I say, bring it all to the core.
It sets us free. We were the stars with the fear on the price has been. We were slaves to the flesh. With His love, it sets us free. We were the stars with no fear. No, the price has been. There's a tale of a nation of people at the King whose whose love can't be measured. Who's a vision top love, the great good more than 3 days ago. There's a day of nation people are breaking, whose love can't be measured. Who's a vision top love, the great good more than 3 days ago. There's a bomb that died, he got saved and covered. Jesus is a lover, and he leads us to the light. We are saved and covered. We are born to conquer. And the YPG, oh the YPG, yeah.
Vibe is the order of today. But wouldn't you want to vibe with God? We don't fear greatness. We are the young visionaries. We are the youth power group, aka YPG.
This is home, where you get to explore your God-given talent. Behind the scene, we have a team of young people that capture one of the treasured moments in the YPG. Not so far, creativity takes courage, with words that give life, music, art, and dance.
Remoho, united we stand in the worldwide in the YPG. Strength is our fuel. Bekeli Beke, we bring the fire. We are born to be more than conquerors. 21st century, time moves and things change, yet the YPG drip remains the same.
It's your boy, and I'm out here. I'm stating the reasons why I love the YPG, why the YPG's got sauce. The reason why I say the YPG's got too much vibe, it's because it's a platform, or it's a place where young people get to express themselves. I mean, you'll never find any better place that you can express yourself other than the YPG. Maybe you're out here saying that I do not know my talent. I'm telling you, in the YPG, you'll find your talent. For example, me, I never thought I would stand in front of the camera, but through the media projects, here I am in front of the camera and behind the camera, capturing the YPG moments. So if you're a person and you're saying that you want to express yourself, pull up to the YPG, pull up to the nearest YPG near you, and I'm sure that in each and every YPG there's too much sauce. There's a vibe. So pull up and don't forget to watch the Unlocked every Sunday 6 p.m. Don't miss out, because there it's where you find your vibe. Peace out.
Buffett, there's so much to laugh about the YPG. Where can I start?
Hey, YPG.
The YPG of Polokwane, witness.
No gravity, we're going to the top. YPG, and we never gonna stop. All we do is conquer. In Venexia, over.
So name it is on Tolako. Mother baby, hit when I was Luako. Hey. YPG.
No gravity, we're going to the top. YPG, and we never gonna stop. All we do is conquer. In Venexia, over.
So name it is on Tolako. Mother baby, hit when I was Luako.
This is a growth state, and we're from Oliven, and I'm going with Pretoria, aka Queen B, aka YT. So Pretoria, tell me why YPG got sauce. I don't know, you tell me.
Well, YPG is whereby we get them wilding out in the building. Girl, tell me more.
Okay, so what I know is that in the YPG you can express your talent as much as you want. You can be as crazy as you want, because your craziness is not limited. This place you can have fun and life lessons for free.
Welcome to our home, guys. You guys.
Okay, guys, now moving on with our YPG Unlocked and heading towards the theme of this week. We've got Mimi, who is connected with us, and she's going to be talking about a situation she faced in her life, which has become a huge crisis in the lives of many young people today. So be attentive to what she's going to share, because this might be something you are facing or someone you know is facing. And the same way she overcame, you or they can also overcome. How are you doing today, Rimi?
I'm blessed. I'm great. How are you?
Awesome, awesome. We're all good. Thanks a lot. Mimi, tell us about what happened in your life and what you overcame.
Okay, so from a very young age, I did exceptionally well at school to the point of always being the top of my class. And because of this, I was spoiled by my parents. So I always had the latest cell phone. And on the cell phone, I was always on the internet. So I was reading an article and I discovered the word pornography. And I was curious. So I went to school. I asked my teacher about it and she explained, but I didn't believe her. So I took matters into my own hands and I researched this word on the internet. And looking into it, I became curious and more curious as time went on to the point where I couldn't stop.
How old were you at the time?
I was 11 years old.
11 years old. Wow. Okay. And how long did this, now that had become an addiction, last?
It lasted until I was the age of 17.
How did it affect you psychologically? How did it affect you in other areas of your life?
So this affected me greatly in, I could say, every area of my life because once this curiosity took over, it messed with my school life and everything went south from top to I don't even know which level I was on anymore. And also mentally because I didn't have the innocent eyes of the boys in my classroom anymore. They were no longer just friends that we would hang out with. Now they were, I looked at them in a different way. So and with school I ended up doing very very badly and I couldn't concentrate in class. I couldn't concentrate in anything and it affected me at home as well because I was very closed up as well. And
Did you share this with someone, or was it something that was secretive? It was just you and yourself, or did you share this with friends or anybody who you were tight with?
so I used to hear the guys talk about this. It seemed like something normal for boys to talk about, but I never heard any girls talk about this. So for me, it was something embarrassing because I thought that if I spoke about it, then the girls that I used to play with wouldn't look at me as innocently anymore. Because at that time, all girls used to do was play skipping rope and play with dolls. So for me it was like, now if I tell them, then they're not going to look at me the same.
Now, tell me, what did you do in order for you to overcome this addiction of pornography?
So this addiction was, it basically took over my life and it started bothering me. My conscience was always heavy and I didn't know what to do as well to stop because if I told myself I'm going to stop, it would be maximum 3 days. And then after that, I'd have absolutely no control of the situation. So eventually coming to the YPG, I got the help that I needed and no one judged me. No one looked at me differently. So I overcame by making a decision and I stuck by that decision and eventually I overcame.
Wonderful. Tell me, what was the advice you were given that helped you to get out of this pit?
So the advice that I was given to get out of this pit was I was told to make a decision and just stop. And because I was fed up, that's exactly what I did. I literally just stopped. And to think of all the years that it took to stop this problem. But then when I looked for help, then I understood the power of making a decision and understanding that enough was enough. It's been 3 years of sobriety, if I can say, and the past 3 years have been absolutely great.
Tell me, I'm sure that there are not only gents, but I'm sure that there are also ladies who are watching right now, who perhaps are living in that secrecy of watching porn and being a victim of this plague. Because to say the least, you can tell us, especially because it was a plague in your life, and many of them today are still victims of it, struggling with it. What would be your advice for them in order to overcome, to stop and overcome? Because I think most of them are probably in that same situation, that you were in. You wanted to stop, but you didn't have the strength to stop. Tell them, look into your camera right now and tell them what they should or what they can do for them to overcome it.
Okay, so the first thing that I would say is that they need to understand that it is an addiction. It's not the same as drugs and alcohol. Um, People don't tend to think that things that are not within this category can be an addiction, but I think that it is one of the worst things. And first, you need to understand that it is an addiction and that you need help. So, what I would advise someone who was in my situation would be to come and look for the help that they need in the YPG and to speak. No one is going to look at you differently. Our arms are open wide. We've been there, we've dealt with it, and we've overcome, and we'll know exactly how to help you. But you need to be able to understand that it is an addiction and you need to understand that you need help.
Awesome. You see, Mimi has had the strength to share her story because she overcame it. It's no longer something that she's embarrassed of. I mean, a lady talking about such an addiction, be like, that's taboo. But that's because she overcame it. And just as she overcame it, you can overcome it. Those who are in your area, Mimi, send them a shout out and tell us where they can find those who are struggling as you struggled. Tell us about the YPG in your area, where they can find you guys, where they can find help.
So this is a shout out to Kagiso Block. The YPG is on fire. We are lit. A shout out to Rotterport, to Leppersvlei, to Krugersdorp, and more especially to Kagiso. Our arms are open wide, and we're here for you. We've been there. We've dealt with that, and we overcame, and we can certainly help you overcome.
That's it. So you guys heard it. And wherever else you guys are, at the bottom of your screen, you see the website where you guys can reach out, as well as our helpline. It's a toll-free helpline. If you guys would like to vent, you would like to have someone listen to what you're going through, or you would like the address of your nearest YPG branch, you guys can get in touch with us. And wherever you are in South Africa, someone will be willing to help you, to assist you. The same way Mimi was found, or rather, she found a YPG fan with their arms wide open. You can also find so. Mimi, thank you so much for sharing your story. A huge shout out to the YPG there in Kagiso. That's it from us for the section. We're going to go for a short break and we're going to be right back. Stay tuned because we're going to share with you guys the theme of the week. Welcome back once again. You are tuned and you are watching the YPG Unlocked. That's what's up. Before we end today's Unlocked, I'm going to share with you the theme of this week, of which I'm not going to waste much time. I'm not going to spend much time. I'm not going to be lecturing you for too long. But I want you to use your mind and understand the power of time, the power of a clock, the tick and the tock of the clock just moving, of which it does not stop for anyone. And one of the greatest misconceptions of young people is the following: I'm young, let me have fun. I'm still young, let me enjoy life. Well, that's normal. That's common amongst young people anywhere and everywhere throughout the world. But the question is, This so-called fun, this so-called enjoyment that you want to have, what is that doing with time? What is that doing with your future? Something you will always hear us talking about here in the YPG. Decision. Your choices and your decisions, where is that leading you to? Where is that taking you to? Because, for example, you want to be successful in a specific field. You need to study hard. If you remember last week, we had here in studio the story of Mapaseka, who had many distractions of her friends inviting her to loosen up, have a little bit of fun. But she is where she is today because she didn't listen to the voice of fun, of enjoyment, but she was focused on what she wanted to achieve. And today she's a qualified podiatrist, a doctor. So, where is it that you want to head in life? Where is it you want to reach in life? That will depend on right now. Your choices of today will reflect tomorrow. And the greatest misconception is to think that we have time. The greatest misconception is to think that, come on, I've got time. I can enjoy life a little bit. But you never know about tomorrow. You never know about your future. So, one of the things which young people lack doing nowadays is live for the now, don't worry about tomorrow. Really, you shouldn't worry about tomorrow. You shouldn't be anxious about tomorrow. But one thing you need to do is to live your life, granting that tomorrow will be more successful than the previous day. And that is only capable, you are only capable to do that with intelligence, sound, and wise decisions. So I want to leave you all with this question. Is your today building a profitable tomorrow? Is your present building a profitable future? Your decisions, the friends you hang around with, the smoking, the partying, the drinking, whatever you name it, the lack of self-esteem which perhaps you allow to build, the time that you navigate on social media, or even as Mimi was sharing her story regarding pornography, that was affecting as it affected her future. And if she did not take a decision to stop, she spoke about decision to stop, to take a stand for her life and say, I want to turn things around, she would still be in the same situation today. Now, what about you? Until when will you continue your life the way it is? Until when will you continue just being someone who's living for now, living a life of enjoyment? Once again, at the bottom of your screen, you see our deets. If you need our help, you need our support, you would like to vent, you would like someone to reach out to you. Maybe you are struggling with anxiety, with depression, you are self mutilating, or rather mutilating yourself. You're hurting yourself inside out and you need support, you need help. You are led by the misconception of let's just enjoy life and you really need our help, get in touch with us. The YPG is ready to reach out to you and to show to you that you don't have to take foolish decisions. You don't have to affect your future negatively because of right now, you just want to have fun or you just need to loosen up. As for me and the YPG fam, we're going to be signing out. You heard about the photo challenge. You heard about what's going on. And on Wednesday is when we are going to be announcing the winner of the challenge of the nations. That's what's up. The fun, the sauce carries on here in the YPG. But do go think about what we spoke about. Is your future intact? That depends on your present. As for me and the YPG fam, we are signing out. Here is where you find the YPG. In the YPG, we've got too much sauce.